are the star of one sky. We are all star of one sky. The times have come for us to live as one. We are all star of one sky. We are one leaf in one tree. We are all leaves in one tree. The times have come for us to live as one. We are all leaves of one tree. We are all the waves of one sea. The times have come for us to live as one. We are on the wave of one sea.
Beautiful. So I don't think we've met in person before. I was this invisible presence that you made this tape for a couple of years ago, but now we finally meet on Zoom. So it's a great honor for me to meet you this way. We met when you were in Israel many years ago. And I saw you when you were in Israel, and I saw you when we visited Plum Village, and you've been part of the Make Friends campaign, but it's the first time we get to talk in this way, so it's one of the blessings of Corona.
Blessing of the coronavirus.
Yeah, it's one of the blessings of Corona.
They are our helper.
They are your what?
Our helper.
Our helper. Yeah, in some way they're our helper. Tell me when you say that. What do you have in mind when you say that they are a helper? Tell me more about that.
We are more awake when they are there. If now we live with selfishness, like we are separate. I have nothing to do with you. You have nothing to do with her. She has nothing to do with him. But thanks to the presence of Corona virus, we see that we are one in order to include them and to transform them into someone that we can transform them and can be healed.
So Corona is a blessing because it unifies us.
Yeah, because it's helped us to be more aware, and we can try to find a way to live together without killing each other.
Tell me more about, I know that in Thai's teaching, interbeing is very central. So really, Corona is helping us to realize this interbeing. Tell me a little bit more about this notion of interbeing and interconnectedness as you teach.
In fact, as I'm a Buddhist nun, I have to tell some basic sharing of the Buddha. He said that if you live superficially like now, I see you, I only see upper part of you, apparent part of you. But if I see you profoundly, I see that you are one with the basic ocean of life. And in your tradition, they can call God. But in my tradition, it's because we are the togetherness. And so we are one. So in the teaching of the Buddha, if you live superficially, you see that you are different from him, he is different from her, we are different from each other. And we are fighting and we want to make war, make peace. But in fact, if we see that we are one, we are like the water of the big ocean. And if the big ocean realize that, yeah, this wave is also the ocean, other wave is the ocean, the tsunami is a ocean, the tiny wave is an ocean, and we are one. And when condition manifests, the wave becomes the tiny wave or the tsunami. But when you look deeper, you see that the tsunami or the little wave are also one. They are water of the ocean. They are the ocean. So we are somehow part of God. We are somehow part of that togetherness of Buddha nature, of each of us. And if we train ourselves to stop, to look deeper, and to see the profoundness of each one, and we see that we are one. And we are not different. And the big wave is also the ocean. The tsunami is also the ocean. The tiny wave is also the ocean. And
so by my talking to you for the first time, and by my having the possibility to meet Sister Tao Ngiem today for the first time on her birthday, it's like we're discovering new connections and deepening our sense of unity.
Mm-hmm. And so the unity, we are one. But because with the discriminative look, we see that I'm different from you, you are from Israel, I'm from Vietnam, but Israel or Vietnam are one. But I agree that in some part of the planet have some profoundness. And I had that impression when I was in Israel the first time. I sit next to a big tree. Suddenly I feel very deep connection with the big tree. I have the impression that this tree exists thousands and thousands of years, not only a few hundred years. I feel very deep. And the environment of the ancestor, earth ancestor in Israel is also very profound for me. I love that feeling. And also Vietnam. Why Vietnam chose to be so fighting each other? All the struggle during 1,000 years are always fighting. But in that tradition, we can develop something very special for Vietnam. Every time we win a war from the China or from Genghis Khan, Mongolian, we right away we win the war and we send a delegation for ask for forgiveness. We said, please forgive us for winning you. We do not want to win you. We want to be your friend. Please accept some gift. And please allow me to honor the big general we just killed during the battle. And we make a statue of them. And we make peace right away. We just win the war, make peace right away. And that is, I think that is the very deep wisdom of Vietnam. But nowadays, it seems that we forget quite a lot of all these things. And so every time we in Vietnam, when we win somebody, right away we make peace. And when there is a big war from China to come, or Mongolian to come, and then right away we say, we should not fight. Maybe we surrender, but we ask as a democracy, but we didn't say the word democracy at that time. The king at 12th century gathering all people and saying that, shall we make peace? Surrender in order to make peace? Or shall we fight? And they said, no, they are so violent and so fierce and terrible. We have to fight. And the king said, no, we don't have enough money, we don't have enough guns to make material for fighting. And the people said that we were out on them. But as soon as we win, right away we apologize. Please forgive us for winning you. We want to make peace. And that is so beautiful. And there is a moment where the Vietnam have received the trunk of all the spy in Vietnam who want to reveal to the enemies how, in order to keep some high post in the new regime. And when we win the war, we have that trunk of people who betray the country. And the king said that our aim is to make peace, not to punish someone. May I burn that trunk of spy people in order to make everybody feel peace and to start again, to make peace with ourselves, with the world.
Beautiful. Let me ask you about Vietnam right now, because you introduced us through a beautiful song, but we never had a proper introduction. You are Sister Chan Khong, and you're currently in Vietnam, in a temple where Thich Nhat Hanh is residing. What's the name of the temple?
Yeah, Tu Hieu, by to filial piety of temple, because that temple have a monk who have been the teacher of the king in the 18th century, and he decided to become a monk. He was a monk, teacher of the king, but he decided to resign in order to go back to that mountain and to take care of his own mother. And then he cooked, he cultivate the land, he make vegetable soup and everything for her mom. But one day the mother said, "Oh, I miss fish porridge, and I want to have. I'm so sick now. I want to have fish porridge." And the monk have been the king advisor who have been vegetarian for all his life, vegan for all his life, but he have to go and beg for fish and to cook for his mom. But he have no shame. He said, "Okay, I do not eat fish, but because my mom is sick and I want to show her the last love of her life because she may die in a few days. And why don't I offer him what she likes the most?" And because of that they call the filial piety is so great. Even the advisor of the king is ready to be called somebody who eat fish, even he will not eat. And that is Tu Hieu. Tu Hieu means filial piety, and Tu means compassionate. We do it by compassion, but not for fame and anything.
So this provides a very special setting for a conversation about the spiritual life in the times of Corona, because your temple is founded in a reality of someone who is sick and practicing compassion to others. What is the current reality of Corona in Vietnam or in your community? Are you having to deal with Corona, or so either personally or institutionally, or you're still sheltered?
Sure, our temple, we are in the side of the sister, we are 80%, 80, and in the side of the monk, we are 20. And normally we should not live together like this. Even we are separate, we are each room, we have 2 or 3 nuns, or 4 or 5 nuns, but we try to isolate ourselves so no visitor. And even the person who go to the market to purchase some soy sauce, something like that, they also need to isolate, quarantine themselves by living a hut nearby. And every day they buy the product, vegetable and so on, and they leave it there for 3 days, clean everything, ready, and bring to us. And so we are in quarantine. I do not receive. If you come to Vietnam, I am sorry, I will not welcome you, because you come and you need to stay 14 days in quarantine, and before I can see you. But the fortunate things of stopping is that stopping to communicate, and that is into 2 points I want to remind people that you need to stop to be like you are in the past. You run a lot in the past, now you stop. Look deeper what you need. But you need something. You may need many things, like take care of your heart, take care of your lung, take care of your liver, take care of your bowel. You do not chew properly. Sometimes you go very fast in order to finish something. You do not. So time for stopping to take good care of your body, of your mind, and your mind always think. And so you are always a little wave. You never see that you are the ocean. So practicing stopping in order to touch the depth of the ocean in you, in order to touch God in you, touch the Buddhahood in you, and to be yourself, very happy, solitude, but not no solitude at all, because you are with your body, but with your mind, and with your thinking, of your perception, of your mental formation, your anger, your fear. Try to be yourself in order to make clear that that perception is the product of a fear. Don't be so worried. That perception is the product of solitude. You are not solitude. In solitude at all, you are with your body, you are with the sunshine, you are with the forest around you, you are with the dandelion, you are with the rose, you are with the many things, and the blue sky, and the cloud, and you are not alone. And because you run, so stopping is so important. And in Buddhism, stopping, it means in order to realize yourself, to be the wave, but it's also the ocean. You are yourself, but you are also part of God. You are yourself, but you are the Buddha. But you are yourself, you are Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara. Avalokiteshvara is the noun to express somebody who listens deeply. But first you have to listen deeply to your liver, deeply to your heart. Your heart is full of fear. Don't be carried away by fear. Don't be carried away by loneliness, solitude. No, you are not lonely. You are with your heart, and you caress your heart, saying that, don't be fearful. We are one. I'm with you all the time. I touch you deeply. You will touch the most profound person of yourself and of the universe. We are one with the ocean.
We are on the leaves of one tree. The times have come for us to live as one. We are a wave of one sea. We are a wave of one sea. The times have come for us to live as one. We are on the wave of one sea, etc.
Beautiful.
Do it again.
Beautiful. Thank you. So we continue.
Mm-hmm.
So
where are you? Where am I?
Who am I? And then where am I? Mm-hmm. So the question is like this. Let me tell you what I hear you saying. I hear you saying that in addition to the first blessing of Corona, which is our interconnectedness, the second blessing of Corona is that we stop to run and we connect with ourselves. And when we connect with ourselves, then there's no room for fear. There's no room for loneliness. We don't have to be afraid of the solitude, because Corona gives us the opportunity to connect with ourselves.
To connect with ourselves. Yeah,
to connect with yourself. So I would like to ask you to give some guidance and direction for how to do that connecting with yourself. You said earlier, massage your heart. You said earlier to take care of your body. Tell us more how we connect to ourselves once we stop.
In order to stop, we need to train. It's not easy. Our mind always think of that in 10,000 directions, not only one direction. But so you are worried of, most of us are worried of coronavirus, but we are worried where it's going, where they are, and they are invisible. We cannot see, but they can invade us. They kill. They do not kill us, but they kill our beloved one, like our baby, or our mother, or our beloved big sister, and so on. And so we need to stop in order to be mindful and to see clearly where we are and what situation. And in order to stop, in Plum Village, we have a very little trick. When you hear the bell ring, you stop and stop to think, stop to speak. If you are eating, you also stop to eat, stop to think, and you go back to the present moment. And the present moment, you have something on your mouth, you are eating some bread. Breathing in, I calm my mind. Don't let my mind running with the judgment of the bread is not very good, and so on. Or that plate, that dish is so on with judgment. You stop to judge. You stop. You be totally with the food, totally with the present moment. You are eating. Where you are eating? You are eating with your wife, with your baby, with your son, 12-year-old, your daughter of 8-year-old. So wonderful. So, because usually when you eat, you think of your work and you think that what you do next. But now the training is to stop and not to think anything. Go back to your in breath and out breath and be in touch with what right away in your heart, in your mouth, in front of you, next to you. That so stop the thinking. Go back to the present moment with your body, your mind, but also with the person in front of you, and with the sunshine outside, with the green tree outside, with the corona. There is one positive point is less pollution because there's no more flight, not much flight, and then the forest suddenly become greener, and the stop of CO2 and pollution are much decreased a lot, and so that is the positive part. And stopping means, and that when we hear the bell ring, not only the bell of the church, but the bell of the temple, but also your cell phone ring too. You go back to your present moment, breathing in. I go back to the present moment. I am in Plum Village, or I am now in the root temple of Thai. I enjoy the presence of many patriarchs since the 18th century, 17th century to be here with us. And you feel the present moment, but quick in the past, quick in the future, but back to the present moment and be there.
Let me share something with you. I had a conversation with a Hasidic Rebbe. You know what Hasidic is? You know the Hasidim, the mystically oriented pietists, ultra-Orthodox Jews, disciples of the Baal Shem Tov. So I had a discussion with one Hasidic teacher from Lulav, and I asked him, how does one overcome the fear? Because Corona induces fear in people, as you just said.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very interesting. He said to me, you live in the present, because all fear is from the future. Or you keep thinking about the future, so you're afraid of the future. But if you live in the present moment, then you don't have to be, then you just have what you have. So I think the sense of living in the present is a very important part of your own practice, as you just described.
Yeah, it's true.
Returning to the present, returning to the present, returning to the present.
Yeah. And thanks to the bell, to the clock, to the ringing of your cell phone, also is a kind of bell of mindfulness to go back to the present. Yeah. To the present.
If you had to give a 15-second instruction to people who have never practiced this before, what would your instruction be on how to return to the present in order to be here and not in fear of the future? What would be your quickest instruction how to come back to the present? What would you tell someone who's never
how
had that
to come
practice
back?
before?
Yeah. How to come back to the present if something happened a little bit accidentally without preparing, like you are sitting with me, suddenly the bird is singing. Oh, you do not expect the bird singing. Go back to your present moment. Or suddenly the clock rings. Ting, 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 ting. Oh, you go back to the present moment. Or somebody chopped the wood. Bam! Go back to the present moment. And the present moment you are there. Oh, bam! It's very dangerous. It could be branches of the big tree is about to be cracking down. And then, so you know. So the present moment helps you to be in the present moment, but to see clearly what happened inside of you, outside of you, around you, and be present, to be very mindful in what happened, and you avoid what should not be happening.
You mentioned earlier some practice massaging your heart. Is that actually a technique, or you just refer to that casually? What did you mean earlier when you said massaging your heart?
No, I mean, go back to our heart and to see the situation of our heart. I do not see the massaging as physical massage, but to go back to your heart. At that moment, what happened in my heart? some fear, or whatever, or some palpitation of worries. And Thai, our teacher, you said that at that moment you have to say, hello, Mr. Fear, don't be so fearful. Hello, Mrs. Worrying, don't be so worried. Go back to the present moment. You are in peace, you are safe, there is no bomb or drop on your head. But if there is bomb dropping on your head, try to avoid in order not to receive the bomb.
But there's
so you go back to the present moment. Yeah.
There's one other problem that people experience during these times, which is a sense of loss and deprivation. They lose their freedom, they lose their livelihood, they lose their mobility, they lose their loved ones. So obviously their thoughts are in the past and the future, in the sense of loss. How does one deal with a sense of deprivation? Okay, you're a nun, you may have decided to live a life of deprivation, but most people don't choose a life of deprivation. How to deal with it?
No, everyone have a life of they like. And the life of they like could be they like so much. They want to have a good to be the good businessman or woman. They want to be a good husband, good wife, good mother, but they cannot do it. And so now you deprived to go to office. You stay time to be closer to your beloved husband or to your beloved wife. You play with your children and you sing with them. And you some father just, there is no horse, I will be the horse, and you climb on my back and I make the hearts, and they play a lot, and the children never feel so fun. A lot of fun to be with such a father, a lot of fun with such a mother. So you deprived to go to the office. The office will bring you some money. But the government did say that to prevent that, we try to postpone for you to pay tax. We try to postpone a number of things that the government tried to support in order to stop that war with the coronavirus. And so you go back, you are prevented to go to the office, you have time to play with your children, your wife, you have time to enjoy the sunshine, walking. Even you live in an apartment, there is no garden, but you enjoy walking meditation. Walking meditation with us is breathing in, I calm from my head to my whole body. Breathing out, I relax. I calm, I make one step. And my mind stay with the in breath, calming, 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 until my feet. Relaxing, relaxing, and make another step. Calming, calming, relaxing, relaxing. And you make 2 steps, and you make 5, 20 steps. You make the length of your living room, and 10 steps, a large part of your living room, and you continue to count the steps, and you enjoy the present moment. I can walk mindfully. And it's what our teacher teach, how to deal with the tiger in you. It means your anger or your fear. And there is one book of Thich Nhat Hanh saying that taming your tiger. It means taming the tiger, the anger in you is violent like a tiger. But he also give a calligraphy. Take a silk tiny silk in order to tight your tiger. And by following your breath, in, you make 1 step, out, another step, in, another step, out. So you follow with the in breath and don't think of your anger. Don't think, and your anger is the tiger in you. Your anger is the fear in you. So you tight the lion or the tiger in you with a thread of silk, very thin thread of silk. It means your in breath and your out breath is like a thread of silk. But it's not easy. The thread of silk shaken. I'm so angry. I'm so fearful. So you have to gently go back to the thread of silk don't be broken. Huh? If you stop to follow your in breath and out breath, you break your thread of silk, and then you are carried away by your tiger or your lion, and so you go back to your in breath, in breath, in breath, out breath, out breath, out breath, in breath. Oh, your mind start to think, terrible. Oh, I don't know if I wash my hand already. Corona must be already in my hand. Okay, never mind. I walk. I will not touch my daughter yet. So I walk, and I go back, and then I wash my hand before I hug my daughter. So on, and so it means the thread of silk, very thin, very tiny silk, is your in breath and out breath, and the tiger in you is your anger or your fear.
Wow. So you're really giving us some fantastic suggestions for how to be in the present moment, to overcome fear, to overcome loss, and you're giving us techniques and suggestions by watching the breath, being with the breath, walking meditation, examination, present moment, gratitude. It's an entire lifestyle. Of course, you have perfected that lifestyle and you've given yourself to that living, but you've given it for the sake of others, and we feel greatly enriched by it. Let me conclude with one final question. You're giving us tools how to cope at the moment of Corona. Obviously, these tools will help us, for anybody who follows them, beyond Corona. How do you see the world when, God willing, it returns to normalcy? Can we return to where we were? Will the world be different? Maybe just we've learned the lessons you spoke. Maybe you see some other ways the world needs to be different. How do you see the world after Corona?
After Corona, I think that people are now wiser. Wiser. They know, because now many countries and you have so many flights, you will kill the atmosphere. A lot of carbonic and a lot of oxide things, terrible. But nobody want to listen. But thanks to that, everybody learn a lesson. They use less the consumption in the way they have done in the past. They also know how to handle with care their beloved one, because when they stay home, they don't go. The children will not go to school. They have a lot of time to play with the children, and the children love daddy more, love mommy more, and then they know how to handle the situation, and the training to stop and to look deeply become like a habit for people. And so you don't feel that you are converted into Buddhism at all. You are converted into the more calm person, a more profound person, a more lovely, attentive person to your beloved one. You don't feel deprived at all of liberty, because your liberty, you always think of many things. Oh, you win that, you will general manager of that such company, but general manager of such big company bringing you a lot of money, but your wife suffer and she abandoned you. The children hate you. Your children, teenager child, jump from the 16th floor to kill himself. And there's so many tragedy like that, because you have no time to stop and to look at your child, to look at your son, your daughter, to look at your wife. And then when she left you, you said, oh, I lost the most precious treasure, but it's already too late. So stopping, you are different. You know how to stop, and you know the skill. Every time you are angry, oh, it's tiger in me, stop. I use a string of silk to bind the tiger in me, and go back to your in breath and out breath, walk. You are not converted to Buddhism at all, but you are more calm person, more profound person, more mindful. And mindfulness is the tool the Buddha tried to help us to go back to you and to touch the Buddhahood in you. and to become clear in mind, loving, and understanding person.
Beautiful, beautiful. So this has really been a crash course in peace, in mindfulness, and in interconnectedness, because here you are in Vietnam, here I am in Israel, and we're so connected in this conversation and in the vision and in the common desire to give others help, spiritual help during these Corona times. Thank you so much. I send you once again my most respectful greetings from here. If I could ask you to also convey them to Thai.
Hi.
Please tell him that he has many admirers here in Israel, and his teaching is continuing, obviously, to spread through moments like this. And he has been a great gift to the world today. And may he continue to be blessed and to receive all the blessings that his current state of living allows him to receive.
Thank you. Please convey my deep appreciation to Israel land, a very precious and profound land. I think that.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we don't sing? We don't sing?
Yeah, you can conclude with a song. You would like to conclude with another song?
I don't know. There is 2 songs. The first song is, "This body is not me. I'm not caught by this body. I'm life without boundary. I have never been born and I will never die. Look at my children. Look at my work. Look at what have done. You have done for the world. Look at all these things. All a manifestation of yourself. So what I and you have done something is also your continuation. So when they see that, they will see you, they will see me, and they will see, so this body is not me. I am not caught in this body. I am life without boundary. I have never been born, and I will never die. Look at the ocean and the sky filled with stars. Look at my children, my grandchildren, my student, my disciple, all a manifestation of my wondrous mind. Since immemorial time, I have been free. Birth and death are only door by which I pass by. Sacred threshold on my journey. Birth and death are hide and seek again, are hide and seek again. So if one day the physician declare that I stop to breathe, I die, don't believe them, because I continue to manifest in the smile of my son, in the wonderful work of my friend who continue me. So smile with me, hold my hand, let us say goodbye. Say goodbye till we meet again. We meet today, we shall meet tomorrow. We shall meet in all walk of life. This body is not me. I am not caught in this body. I am life without boundary. I have never been born, and I will never die.